Good night, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Could you please confirm on the Zoom group chat, please? Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. So I have two tickers already to check that I was asked for in private, and then we're going to start with the request on the Zoom group chat after. So Disney has been hot and everybody has been watching it. So what can we expect from here? So we have that huge run. We broke through the yearly pivot and through this quarterly pivot, but we couldn't hold above it. And now we're coming down. It really looks like it wants to go back here, to pull back to this zone, the 130.50, 131.70 zone. It closed very weak Friday. Even get a sell off on after hours. So if you're looking for a long on this, you have to be very careful and find key levels that you want it to break above it to go long on it. So Monday, we could go long if we hold the main day pivot for Monday, which is 134.37, 134.48. 1 second. Let me see. Main pivots. Trying to find main pivots that we can go off of. Oh, wow. The only main pivot, higher time frame pivots below it's actually that 131.70. Everything is a daily pivot. Where are the weekly pivots? We have one here at 136. So it's going to be tricky. It looks like it can go there. If you think about the high time frame pivots, the next support pivot weekly is 130.35. So in between this May 131.70 and where it is trading right now, there is only daily pivots, which can hold, of course, but we always like to watch the higher time frame pivots. So if you're going long on Monday, you have to watch a break and hold of this zone here. And then when it goes up, you have to watch this zone here, which is a strong zone here from the weekly main pivot and this previous month main pivot, which is right here, this one here, where you, if you can see, you had very nice interactions to it. So on the first run, it couldn't break it, went below, consolidated a little bit, and pushed through. And on the way back down, it kind of bounced from there or closed, went above, and then went here and rejected. So if you go long here, you have to watch these levels here. Either take partials there, so we can hold and see how it goes, or take everything and reposition. So you have options, right? 1 second. Here's something. Where's the chat? Okay. So that would be the plan for Disney. Now, if you think this is gonna go, it's gonna pull back to 131.70 or 132 here on this zone here, then you look for short or puts. Then you look for a rejection over here or a rejection over here. So if we gap down, it's already below it, but if we gap down a little bit more, let's say we go over here and it comes back here, you're gonna look for weakness to go short or grab puts, and then go from there. Then you watch the supports level, and then you if it bounces, then you have choices, right? You can either have a stop loss if it breaks above it, or you can take a profit either way. You have to manage your risk, right? So now if we gap up, that's going to be interesting. If we gap up above this area, then we're going to go here for sure. We're going to test that zone over there if we gap up above this pivot. So let's say, where is it? We gap up around here. Then we come back down and go back up. Then if you're looking for the short, you watch for weakness and a setup to reverse on this area. And if you went long on this pullback, then you take your profits if you see the weakness, and then you can just grab the puts after you sell your calls. So you can play both ways. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Any question about Disney? Okay, the next one, let me see on the chat. It was ACRX. ACRX, that was requested by Gil. Let me see. I didn't actually check this ticker, so it's been a while. I don't follow it. Oh, okay. See how the pivots, it's amazing. Even on those little ones, look at this, how it channeled on this pivot zone here and then broke out, retested, and went above near this other pivot, came back down, tried to hold but couldn't, broke under, retested. It's very interesting. So they have earnings. When is the earnings? On the 8th. That's what? A Wednesday. That's going to be interesting. So let's mark this pivot here because of that channeling inside it. And they don't need it because it overextends here. Okay, so we have those major pivots there. Let me see in the past. Go a little bit in the past just to make sure I don't miss anything. This is so funny. So you have this pivot here this month, which is also a level. If you see all these interactions on this level before, so that's definitely going to be an interesting area to watch. Let me mark so you guys can see it more clear. You see here all this interaction here, here, all these weeks here. Look at this, perfect. Here, here, then broken, and then go. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Now he is long bias, and he's looking to open a $5 strike call for September 20th. So that makes me think that he's gonna hold for earnings on this. Gil does a lot of research, so I'm pretty sure he did his DD on this company. Okay, so this is gonna be a simple play if he's long bias. What you want to happen is a break above this level here, which is our main weekly, a main monthly pivot, which is the blue line here, is the same line over here. So he will be wanting to go long on a break of this zone, or if we consolidate in this main day zone here, he probably want to go grab also the call if we hold. If you see buyers stepping in and holding a support on this area, then you grab your call here because he gives you space, give you some space to go test that pivot. And then you trail from there. So it's a simple plan on this one. So grab here for a test of there. Now if it breaks under that, you want to watch that this previous zone that we marked from the 4 hour. And this here is a quite big zone, but not so much. It's 8 cents from here to here. So you watch this zone here. And if we lose this, then the next one is going to be 327. So those are the levels to watch Monday. If we break and hold this, we're most likely going to retest this area here that it consolidated, and then this pivot, and then this and this. It's going to be interesting because the earnings play, it looks like earnings is next week. So let's see what's next on the chat. Let me check. AMD short. Oh, actually long for AMD. Okay, AMD long. He bought at 27.91. Okay, let's check it out. $27.91. So let me mark your entry. $27.91 right here. I'll change color to something else. It's interesting. Well, it doesn't want me to change, but that's fine then. $27.91 is your entry. That's nice. You bought right on that consolidation there. That's nice. You see here how it reacts many times. That's a nice entry. Your stop loss, you can either stop on the bottom of this wick, a little bit lower. So let's say put a stop over here, or you can stop if it doesn't hold the pivot. So it's a very low risk trade at this point. We're most likely going to test here. This is a previous month pivot. You see how many react. Like you can have pivots previous months, but if there's no reaction to it, then I really don't pay too much attention to it. This one in this case, it had so much interaction right here, here. So for me, that's an important level. Now let's see intraday. You already have an entry, but let's check it out. In case somebody wants to join you. Oh, that's good. That's very good for you. You see, this is the main weekly pivot. This is the area from last month. No, this is your entry, and this is the main monthly pivot for May. So you are trading above all these support levels here. You're trading above them. Sorry, this moved a little bit. You're trading you're trading above the daily Monday zone, which is this yellow line here, 21.10, 28.10, 28.12. Trading above the weekly pivot, main weekly pivot, 27.99, and trading above the main monthly pivot, which is 27.80. So you have all that support that needs to break for you to lose on this trade, which is a good thing. So you have some backup there for you. So for intraday trading, right? If you don't have a position, you watch this level here. It looks strong. It looks like it closes strong, although it had this really rejection, but it kept the support. So let's say if we gap up here and then we have a profit taking from overnight holding. Let's see. I think Zoom has a problem with TOS because it keeps not letting me click on things. So let's mark here. So let's say you went up pre-market, then you hit here and you hit resistance either here or here, and then you have some profit taken, and then you test here. You want this to hold, and then you can grab up a long position here to write it up. If it holds, right? Then you watch this 28.74. After the 28.74, if we can hold, then you should be clear to go much higher. So watch this zone for resistance. And once that is cleared, you can have more space, more room to go. Now, if we gap down, let's say we gap down around here, you want this to hold support. So something like this, then goes up. Zoom has a problem with TOS. Then it goes up and then come here, retest. Then this is the best case scenario. If you gap down, hold here, break above, retest and go. And watch that area the same. Above it is going to be a weekly pivot at 29.38 to watch. So it's about 60 cents from here to here after we clear this area. And then another 40 cents from here to the monthly pivot, which is going to be key level here with the quarterly pivot. So this is going to be the main test for more upside on AMD. 29.78 to 30.11. As you can see on the 4-hour chart, that's where we had previous rejections. See here, here, over here, which is at the same level of this pivot right here. So you had 3 rejections on this zone already. So that's where it has to break and go. Okay, where is my chat? Okay, great. There is not a donation box, but thank you for asking. It's all good. I'm here to help. Okay, so what else? You guys are too shy and not asking for any tickers today. Tesla long, okay. Okay, I have a request first. TXRH. Go check that real quick, and then we'll check Tesla. Oh, that's nice reversal. Right off the quarterly pivot. Yeah, that was nice. Let me check past. Standing a little bit. Okay, we can see some congestion going on here. So let's mark this pivot. And you have this high here. Here. You see rejected, broke through. Let me zoom in so you guys can see better. Sometimes it's hard to see. My eyes are already trained, so I can see from small, but I wanted you guys to understand what I'm looking at. Here, now it's better. So you test here, rejected, went above, back tested 3 times, hold, went above, broke it through, rejection, rejection, break, retested here on this breakthrough. You see how it goes back and forth on this area and here. So that's an area I would like to watch. Let's see if I can find anything. This one is also, there's a lot of little congestions here. And when the yearly, this is a yearly pivot, we always want to mark the yearly pivot. Okay, so let's go back. We are gonna have, oh, this is gonna be strong. It's also the quarterly this quarter. If it goes here, it's gonna be trouble. Okay. Oh, you see, mark this. It was the yearly pivot from a year ago. Remember? Look at here. It came back right there. Very important to know previous levels. Okay, so we broke through here. Ideally, we want to see a back test, a hold, and then we can go to the next level. Now let me see intraday. I wonder why this sold off like that. Oh, it's earnings. It sold on earnings. It missed earnings by 0.10, which is on the 0.8. It's kind of a lot. It's a high percent will miss. Okay, so this is perfect. We have the main Monday's pivot over here at 64.22, and this is the level we marked on the higher time frame that we broke and want to retest. So it's trading above it right now. So ideally, we want to back test on this Monday. Come back here, hold this, and then we go. And then we go. That's the ideal scenario. If you already have a position this, you have to watch. If it doesn't hold this, then we can start doing a stronger pullback on this. So you have to watch that level. Above that, we're going to have 55.31. And then, oh man, this is so trouble. So this is 55.99 that we marked from previous levels. And look where the main weekly pivot is, right there. So this is going to be trouble. So if I was long on this and it gets over here, I'll be selling most of my position just in case it doesn't break through. Because we can see very violent reactions, mostly on things that sell off like this. Because think about it, you were holding here, then wake up, you're here, and then you are average down, and then it gets here, and it doesn't go. It kind of starts to have problems there. What is going to happen? I'm going to take my money, right? Because if I am long here and I average down here, when it gets here, I'm probably what? I'm probably either break even or up. So if I see any trouble, I'm going to get out. And then people are going to start selling, and you can see again a strong reaction like this. So you have to be very careful and watch those levels carefully when it gets there. Where is my chat? Let's see the next one. Tesla. Okay. Everybody's favorite. Okay. Come on, load my pivots. Okay, here we go. So everybody know I have been watching Tesla for the retest of that pivot. I have been waiting for it. This pivot here, this pivot zone. I did a small short over here on this test on the first one, and then I covered for there a nice scalp on it. Now that's what you have to watch. There's nothing else to watch here. That's the main thing you need to watch is this zone. Do you want long? Yeah, so that's the main thing to watch is that zone. Let me open the intraday. Okay, so this is where I took my short, so I can show you guys. I took my short on the first test because the first test is always the best one for if you're looking for scalps on strong resistance. So I had I shorted right here, and I covered on the way down, and then I didn't take any other positions after that. I just wanted that scalp because that was like some people will ask, why would you take a scalp on that little move? And I think that if the market wants to give you a quick money, why not, right? Are you gonna, if you know you have a high chance that it's gonna happen, why you're not gonna take it? That's how I think, anyways. I'm not gonna say no to money, right? So that's the main thing to watch Monday. The weekly main pivot is lower. So if you see a pullback, to that, don't get scared. It could be a nice chance to go long if it goes here, but I don't see why it would go that lower, only if you have any news related to either the market that causes a pullback in the market, or news straight on Amazon, on Tesla. And this is our main support on Monday. Oh my gosh. Zoom. Okay, there you go. So it's trading right here. What if it doesn't gap up, what you could see if you don't have too much strength in the open, if this could let me click, I'll be very happy. So retest here, gives a rejection, and then go back to the main zone. Watch here. If it holds, then grab your long position, and then you are in a nice seat to watch on the first row if it's gonna break this or not. Here from here is 4 points, $4 move in the stock that you can trail if you don't see it breaking again. Now, if it breaks it, then you just write it, right? So let's say it breaks through. You want to see a retest. It's always good to have a retest just to prove that a support that will bring more interest in the stock to go long than it just go crazy up, So let's say it retest here, and now what you're gonna do is move your stop from to here instead of below the pivot. Move it to here, not inside because you can get retest. Put a little bit lower. So let's see here on Friday. Probably you want to put the stop at 254 if it breaks through the pivot and holds. And then, okay, zoom. I guess you want the clicks out to yourself. Okay, it doesn't want to let me click. I'll try one more time. Yeah, it doesn't want, but goes here, back test, and then it goes here. That's the next zone to keep an eye on. 259, 260.74, 259.89. And if you're short bias, then you watch this zone. That's the most important zone right now. Okay, let me see the chat again. Oh, you got in, you have a position 247. Oh, that's a great entry. Are you playing pivots? It's right here, 247. No, it's not. 247 is here. See, so you enter here on this consolidation, on this pullback after the first push. So you push through, couldn't hold the pivot, then you probably enter here when you saw it was holding some support and flagging. Then it went up. Okay, that's a good entry. That's awesome. So your entry is below the main weekly pivot, which is great. Okay, so I have another request in the chat, which is EB. Never trade that stock, I think. EB. Event Bright Inc. Oh, it's the same. It looks, the chart looks just like the other one we talked about. Bounce right at the yearly pivot. Broke through. Let's see. I want to see more. Trying to find more information. Let's move to the daily chart 5 years, because the 1 year doesn't show much. Oh, this is a IPO? No, it has, yeah, it's recent. Last thing I have here is 2018 September. Okay, so this is uncharted territory. Yeah, they will be all in on this. Okay, so we have, I kind of like this one better than this one, just because you had two touches on it. You see here and here. Mark that. But let's mark this just in case. It's not a big zone. It's only 65 cents, so we can actually consider that maybe a zone. Short Hammer is the zone expert. So if he wants to type on the chat what he thinks about that, that would be cool. Now, 364 hour. There we go. Yeah, I like this. So that's that, you have to keep an eye on this if you are trailing that. Okay, let's see what we can expect Monday. Yeah, we could actually see that test Monday if we hold. If we 1 second. Oh no. I'm trying to say something on my screen from Zoom, just removing. Okay, so as I said on the previous video, we have usually a 80% chance. That's statistically proved that we have 80% chance to test the main pivot. And that would be here, 1792. So let's say it kind of struggled here Friday. So let's say we pull back and we test here, and then we hold, and then we go here and test this key zone over here. Oh, what about that? The main weekly pivot is right inside the zone. Okay, so that's actually a really good zone to watch. And remember I say I like it that 1977 better because it had 2 touches. If you do a zone from that and the main weekly pivot is just about 58 cents, so 19 cents from here. That's great. Okay, so watch here and then watch. This is the main watch right here for more upside. We really need to break and hold this, and if we do, then 2116 is the next level. And if we broke under and can't hold this 1735, then you know how it is. Test first this. If it doesn't hold, we're gonna go test 1534. What is the next request? Is GRUB. GRUB. That was the last request I got on the Discord. Okay, GRUB looks good. I'm kind of liking this GRUB setup right here. So we broke through this monthly main pivot resistance, came back down, tried to stay under but couldn't. It pushed it through and push it through again. And it closed, if you guys can see, closed this time above this previous rejections here. See? Let me put a line. So we closed it over here, but we had rejections over here. So you can see here, you can see a candle close here, a rejection from the level here, then a body, a week, another week, another week. So we closed above that, which is a good sign, in my opinion. So let's see if we can push more Monday. Let's see intraday. Oh, it's so overextended from the main pivot. I don't like that so much, but we'll see how it goes. How much is from here? It's not that much. It was just my chart was a little stretched. I was like, what? Okay. So let's see if we can hold like this and go. That would be the best case scenario, but if we test the main pivot and hold, that's not bad either. And if you can see, the main pivot is actually matching price action, supply and demand from Friday. Right here. You see all this? Right here. This zone here. Let me extend it. So from here, you can see that? Here, 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 all these rejections and pullbacks from there. So it's not a bad thing if he actually comes back down, retest that. 726 will be right here. Yeah, so if we retest, let me change. If we come back down, retest this area, and we hold, it's not a bad area to get in. But then you have to watch the way back up. You have to watch this level here to see if he's not gonna just reject from there and then go back down. So let's say you grab long here and it rejects here, you have choices. You can either keep your stop loss under here, or you can take your profits for a scalp. That's what, 40 cents, 45 cents, which is not a bad at all for a scalp play. And this is going to be a very strong support this week. Not even going to grab that green one. I just want to grab you have the main monthly and main weekly pivot here. This is a must hold on the stock. This is what I call end of the line. When I say on the chat, this is an end of the line level, this is what it means. If we break under and hold under, we just can go, we just can see go down, like strong, you can see stronger pullback on it. So if for any reason we test this and hold, make sure it's holding, then you can go long here again. If you took a profit here, I know I know Frank that requested GRUB, he's already long on this for a while. And let's say you took your profits here, you can reload either here or reload here, but this is the preferable for swings. It's here, but it may not get there. So just keep an eye on it. Put a price alert at 60. Let's put a price alert at 69.50, so it gives you time to get there. Because I know the GRUB is a big mover; it moves fast. So put a price alert at 69.50, and then watch if it holds. Check the chat. Next, it's PLSE long. Okay. Only Nightly is asking stuff today. Everybody's shy. Everybody's quiet there, just watching, which is okay. I'm sure he doesn't care. He doesn't mind of guys not asking for stocks, only him. Okay. So do you have a position on this or no? It was also a nice reversal. Those high time frame pivots are the best for reversals. So let's say you're watching this and you try to reverse here. Just have a stop loss very close to it, because you can't just reload on the next level. That's how you do it when you're trying to catch a falling knife. Either you wait for a confirmation, let's say it held here, so you wait for the next candle, or if you want to grab that very quick impulse situation, then you have to have tight stop losses, and then you enter lower. Okay, so you got in on the 10s. Wow, that's awesome. It's right there on the pivot. Dave is such a brilliant reversal player. It's amazing. Okay, so you're trailing this. That's good. You're watching this level here. You don't want to go lower than that. Oops, wrong tool. Let's get the square. Okay, so you don't want to go lower than this, in my opinion. You broke through this major pivot, and you want to make sure it holds. The next level, did it miss earnings? Minus 0.43. Doesn't say how much was expected. Anyways, let's say we pull back here. If you don't have a position and you want to join, watch for a hold of this area, and then you ride to the next area, which is going to be a strong zone. You have the main weekly pivot there, and you have a monthly pivot. So you watch for this zone here. And you nightly, you want to make sure you keep locking at least some profits on those zones, those strong zones like this one, just to make sure. Now, if we break and hold this, we're probably going to retest this 14-15 area here, which is right here. That's a very, very strong level. Not because it's only the yearly pivot, which by itself is already considered by myself a super strong level, ISS level, but because you also have all this congestion nearby here, these rejections when it was above it, and over here you have all this consolidation on it. So you have to consider all that. I'm gonna mark this quarterly pivot because he had some interesting interaction on it before. That's the previous quarter pivot. So the first quarter of the year pivot. Okay, so that's widening up a little bit our zone, our SS zone right there. 1464 to 1498. If he gets there, make sure you put some money in your pocket. Watch this level Monday. If we get there, that's going to be an important level. The main pivot usually determines the sentiment of the stock. So for example, if we're trading above the main day pivot, then that usually means that the day is going to be a bullish day. If it's below the main day pivot, then it's usually going to be downtrending or consolidating below. So this is the main weekly pivot, right? So that's going to determine the sentiment for the entire week. So that's why it's a strong level. If we break above it and hold, most likely we're going to trend up during the week until we get to a next strong resistance. Now, if we fail to break that, that means that most likely we're going to either downtrend on the week or consolidate to break through, push through that weekly pivot. So if I am on this stock, I'll be watching a break above this and a break below this. If I am long from the 10s, I'll be putting my stop loss right here. Let's put a little bit below the 1250 because that's a half number and people love to put their stops right there, and the market makers love to take them out because they know they're there. So you can put at 1240 your stop loss at this point. I think that's a good level to put a stop loss right now. And then let's see how much you can get there. But great job on that deep buy. What else? Let me check. PLSE, we did it. Oh, LYFT. Yes, of course. Let's do the LYFT. Okay, so LYFT is approaching a key level. If you can see, oh, they have earnings this week. That's going to be interesting. You know, I don't think they're going to beat earnings because they have not been profitable. When is it? 7th, which is Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. So their earnings is still there after market close. So it rejected here and rejected again here, and you have this main monthly pivot right here. So that's going to be a zone there that we need to break through for more. So we are going to need to break this and hold. So 50, if I be precise, about 42 cents, which is not bad because LYFT moves like as a big mover. So I'm wondering if it is gonna pull back because of the earnings. What is gonna happen? That's gonna be curious to see. As of right now, I would not be surprised if we see a strong pullback to this level here, 60.50, and then this is a very strong level. Yeah, I like this as support. It really needs to hold this. It is a must. It really needs to hold the support. If you are long on the stock, you don't want to be on it if we break and can't reclaim it very quickly. If you want to, you can even put the low of this day as your stop loss a little bit under. So 60, if you're already long on this, I don't know what it is, but if you are long, I'll put in my stop at maybe at 50.91. Right below 50, 90, 50, that area right below the whole number. And that's also below the Friday lows. So it's going to be interesting here. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Thank you for reminding me of LYFT. I really like this setup. I want to see what happens. And I will not be holding for earnings. I never hold for earnings. Only if let's say you have contracts and you sell majority before the earnings, and then you can hold for that free ride and see how it shakes. Yeah, I'll definitely be on watch of this. If we can get a pullback to these levels, I'm gonna be, and it will hold, I'm gonna be interested in getting long over here, and maybe riding all the way back up. Now, if you enter long here, you have to watch the main pivot pullback. So watch this pullback here and see if we hold or not. Maybe we reject at first and then bounce from this level here. Oops. Mark. And maybe bounce, do like this. Reject at first. Come on, zoom. Reject at, oh my gosh, okay. Trying to click so you guys can have a visual, but Zoom doesn't want me to do it. Let me try again. Okay. Well, reject here, retest here, and then goes back up. I really wish I could draw this. It's always good to have a visual when you're planning something. Okay. Maybe it got scared of me. And then we go test there. You know, it doesn't want to let me click out of it. Okay. Anyways, I really would like to draw it, but last time and then that's it. Yeah, it doesn't want, okay. Yeah, it doesn't want me to do it, but you got the idea. Bounce here, goes here, come here, needs to hold this level, then it breaks through and test this main zone here. That is going to be the strong level to beat. Okay. And you're probably going to have room to go up to 65 if we break and hold this. So the first resistance is going to be 65, then if we break and hold 65, 6750. Okay. JD. There's a lot of rejection weeks there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. I wonder if there's a pivot there waiting to load. Nope. It's just plain previous price action. Checking the past. Okay. Let me put the daily chart. Okay. So we do have 2015 yearly pivot in that area. And you have the 2016 yearly pivot as well. So let me mark this and see where it hits on the current action. Okay. Yep, right there. Oh my. That's why. That's why it's rejection there. It's a cluster from multi-years. Man, it has earnings on the 10th. 10th is Friday. Who has earnings Friday before market open? Oh wow, that's so interesting. That's why I love pivots. Even if you don't know how to mark support and resistance, you can use your pivots as your support and resistance levels and let it work for you. So right now, it rejected going lower the main monthly pivot, but it's also struggling with this year's pivot. Come on, zoom. Okay. So this is what I call no man's land. We have to wait to see if it's gonna break above it, it's gonna break below it. So if you think it's gonna break below it, you watch for weakness on the top side. If you think it's gonna break above it, you can buy on the lower part of the zone, or if you want to buy anywhere and have a stop under. But it is very interesting. And you see, this is the main, this is this year's main pivot. You see how important is that level? Reject, reject, more rejection. This time gapped above it, and then retested, bounced. It's so many interactions with this same level. It's insane. Okay, so let's see. Are you looking for a position on this, long, short, or just overview? Call to run up for earnings. Okay. So you definitely want to watch this area here, what is trading right now. This zone, which is also, is that the main weekly? Let me verify. Yes, that's the main weekly too. So that has to hold, like it has to hold this zone here. So you're trading right inside of it. You have a few options. Either you're gonna grab if it holds the bottom, like we discussed on the high time frame, and then watch for here, or you wait for the main pivot, tomorrow's main pivot. You see how everything is together? It's a big cluster to the downside, but it's also a cluster to the upside. So this is gonna, you have to watch carefully this. Enter long, low as possible. Not, don't enter if it cracks here. Don't enter if it cracks. If you still believe it's a long, wait for the reclaim of this level. What is a reclaim? Let's say you crack it under. A reclaim would be a push through and a hold, not just a push through. You want to make sure this holds. Let's say it does like this, and you see it's holding, then you go. Then you grab for a long, and you keep your stop loss tight, just in case it fails. Okay, so levels to watch are going to be that 3061, 3086. You have also this 3099, which is almost the same level, but I believe that if we can hold above this one, we're probably going to push through. Maybe if we break through here, retest, then we have a back test, then we go. Then we go. That will be the perfect case scenario. Check the next one. PRPO. My pleasure, Alex. PRPO. Okay, so let's mark a few levels from last month. I'm gonna mark this pivot and this pivot because as you can see, it channeled inside for a long time. So I'm gonna mark here. Mark here. And we're gonna watch those carefully. Bounce off the 50 of the 4-hour. Kind of wicked, a little bit. Kind of wicky here. The clock ran out. Oh, you have earnings. Oh my gosh. Earnings tomorrow is Monday. Earnings is Monday after hours. Yeah, I don't know if I have balls to hold this for earnings. So average of 839, looking to break even or better on this one. Good fundamentals and good company, but volatile. Yeah, it's very volatile. And it had a reverse split, 1 to 15. So looking determines if I'm red or green tomorrow. Okay. So let me mark your entry. Let me read it again. Oops, no, don't want to close. Entry is 839. Okay. Let's mark your entry. 839. Yeah, Zoom has issues with pop-ups. You see, I can't even edit. So let's say it's 840, which is very close. Okay, put 838. Okay. Really didn't like that rejection, but let's see. It closed above it, so which is a good thing. Okay. So the weekly MAP is at 773. You definitely want that to hold. So this is gonna be the key zone. Actually, this is entire key zone, but we can actually make a little zones if you prefer to have a lower. You can make a zone here. And then, oops, what happened? And you can make a zone with the main pivots, which is going to be too close. That's why I made an entire zone. And then you have this level. So ideally, this needs to hold here. We hold this, then test. It's going to depend on how much momentum is going to catch. Maybe over here or over here, doesn't matter, as long as it holds. Then we push for here, retest here, and then we go. That'll be the best case scenario for long position on it. Checking Friday. Yeah, that will be it. And you see this 907 is going to be a strong resistance. And we know how PRPO can catch momentum very quickly. So you have to keep a close eye on it. Any more tickers? Let's get another one. One last one if you have. Let me see the options room holdings. Maybe we can. Okay, let's do AXSM. Yeah, I was wondering if this was that stock that went crazy. That's very rare to see those penny stocks have this kind of move and hold like this. That's very interesting. Very nice to see. Do you have any position on this? Okay, from where, if you don't mind? 1774. Okay, so we are green 21 cents. That's good. Green is good. They have earnings too. Upcoming 9th, which is Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Thursday. Okay. So I like it how he rejects all the buyers stepped in over here. Maybe we can see a push again to this yearly pivot. And then that's where you have to watch for your position. So let me open intraday. Whoever is holding this from 2 is very happy right now. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like when I say nice, it's not because I know it's gonna hold. It's just because it gives when you have two strong pivots together, it just gives you a better understanding of what the stock can do if rejects or bounces from there. So that's why I like to see when I have multiple pivots at the same spot. So it kind of sold a little bit over here. So if it'll be nice to have a pullback here. Oh, well, let me check your entry again. 1774. Okay. So that's right here on the zone. That's good. So let's say pull back here, we hold, and then we push. I'm gonna have to talk to Zoom about this thing of not letting the software work. Maybe a rejection here. Hold on these levels here for a higher low. And then a push. That would be nice to see. If we break and hold 1822, the next one will be this 1850s area. Why I mark this? Let me just show you guys. So I'm gonna show. So when you break under support, it becomes a resistance, right? That's the theory. So it broke under, and let's say we push through here. This is a supply and demand zone. Right here, we have an area here. So let's say we reject first, then we do a higher low on this other lower supply. And then we go through. So yeah, it probably maybe not gonna happen, but at least you're not surprised if it happens. So that's how you can stay more in your positions. You can ride more if you anticipate the move, and not trying to buy or sell anticipating a move, but if you are in a position and you think, oh, when it gets here this can happen, but I'll be okay if that happens as long as we hold here. So that's exactly what I'm doing right here. goes through, pull back. It's okay if you hold here, then go push through. Does that make sense? And you don't want to, I really wouldn't like at least to break it under here. If we break under here, we're probably going to test over here. What is this? 1760s. You see how you have these wicks here and also this pivot. So around this area here will be the first test, and then we fail, going to 1748. Okay, one more plug and we're going to call it a day. Okay. Simple. Just need to hold this level 256. It needs to hold 256. Okay, so you're looking for position on plug. Okay, it needs to hold here. If it can't hold here, we're gonna pull back to this area. And that's where you can find a good entry if we can hold here. So let's say we can break through the first time, pull back. Come on, Zoom. Give me my mouse. Pull back to this area, then we watch for a consolidation or steps buying level 2. Push through. Come on. Zoom likes I love my drawings. That's why it doesn't let me do it. Okay, so retest, hold it back test, and then we go. Yeah. Okay, so it holds here, then push through here, and then we have to push and hold for more. It's very simple. Push, hold for more. Just play the levels and everything should be okay. Right there. There we go. Now we're talking. So if we break and hold here, 259, break and hold to 62 to 263. 263 is right here on this, you see? Let me zoom in a little bit more. Not too much. 263, you see here? Let me mark. Let me actually put is this base right here. This is 263, which is also this pivot. So you have a combination of many things happening at that level. So break and hold, this is very important. A break and hold of this level to push for more. Okay, guys, that was it. I hope you enjoyed, and let's keep doing it every week. Maybe we can do more than once a week. Maybe twice a week would be good. We'll see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you everybody for being a part of our team. Thanks so much and enjoy your night.